most of all some of the players, but at the end of the day there's still standards, and but it's not sour grapes. I mean, I watched that game and I am actually a big Nixon fan. I was sad that we were playing that particular team in Leicester in a sense, because I like him.
And also it's quite pleasing for, I mean, I'm pleased for Leicestershire having had such a shocking season.
Yes,
but they've come away with something. Would it not be ironic that given that in the last 2 years clearly Somerset have been the finest all-round team in the country by some distance. We won nothing last year, and we must make sure, my goodness me, that we don't follow suit again this year. Two things that I think are significant here. One is that at the end of the day, when it comes to winning things, it is the side that deserves to win who wins. One does make one's own luck very often, to coin a phrase. And also, with regard to this CB40 final, I think it's absolutely essential that the Somerset team play it as though it's an ordinary 40-over game of no significance whatsoever. And when I say that, what I'm saying is play it as though it's an ordinary game. We spent most of last year winning all our preliminary CB40 matches, I don't know, 14 out of 16. We've done, broadly speaking, something very similar this year. But the moment we get to finals, we start thinking, my goodness me, this is a final, let's think differently, let's act differently, let's play differently. And when we do that, we freeze and we lose. It's very important. And I did feel one of the anomalies last year, and I couldn't understand this in the CB40 final, is that we didn't score many runs. I think the Warwickshire, was it Warwickshire? I think it was, needed only 4 point something runs and over. We barely made 200. And yet Marcus had all the fielders on the boundary for most of the innings, to the extent that all the players had to do, all the batsmen had to do, was milk the ball around, you know, for easy singles, and that's exactly how the game was won. And
well, I think one of the openers in that Leicester lineup, I think it must have been either, I'm not sure if it was Buck or Boyce or Cobb, but my memory fails me now. I'm just trying to think who that opener was. But in terms of Somerset, with the Champions League coming up very soon, I mean, we've got an interesting scenario again with Keyswetter and Butler in that particular tournament, mainly because, of course, you know, England have got two 2020s at the Oval against the West Indies, which is a bizarre fixture, not least because West Indies are sending a team that have hardly had any first-class experience, let alone West Indian experience. It's quite extraordinary because of this impasse between the board and the players. We're seeing a drastically weakened side coming over for two pretty much, well, pointless fixtures really, right at the end of the summer. I think it's to do with the Stamford